man LMPD says was kidnapped and is now being held for ransom.
Do this shit for real, man. This ain't no faking.
It's not this shit.
This is 40 strip.
It's not this shit so motherfucking
40, we can count it out if you want.
Welcome back to another episode of Tru-Street TV, where we cover everything street related. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and let's get right into it. Today's story brings us back to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a city full of hustlers and countless rappers determined to make it out. The man we're here to cover today is one of the veterans in the game, being a known rapper in the city for over 10 years. He has worked with more artists than any other Milwaukee rapper I could find, and has countless projects, which we'll be going over today. That brings us to the man we're here to talk about today, SME Taxfree. Tax was born and raised on the city's west side. He would explain how the west isn't as ghetto as, let's say, the north side, but it's still Milwaukee and produces hustlers just like any other part of the city. Tax and Mullah Mar would be credited with putting a spotlight on the west, as they are the biggest rappers from the west side.
On 76, boy, you know I'm off the west.
Tax began dropping music in early 2015, but back then most street dudes in Milwaukee were selling their tapes in physical CD copies, so most of his early music isn't online. His first tape he released was Cartier Music. He would go around the city selling his tape when Milwaukee rapper Chicken P had him pull up for a tape, and they have been locked in ever since.
Y'all meet Chicken, and like, how did y'all become close?
Chicken, I met Chicken, dog. I had dropped Cartier Music.
Yeah.
So the first time I met Chicken, dog, Chicken bitch ass, he called me. We selling CDs, so he called me like, man, let me get a CD. I pull up on me. He like, I'm somewhere Burlot, North, somewhere over there, somewhere like 40 something in the ghetto over there. So I pull up on Chicken. Chicken ain't nobody at this point in time right now. He just getting a CD from me. We just been like brothers ever since. Argue, fight, whatever. Just like brothers, folks.
Soon after this, Tax will go on to release Cartier Music 2, which Chicken appears on the song Stashing on Them. This is a good song, but can only be found on SoundCloud.
They was laughing at me, I was stashing on them. Watch out for your head if I be mashing on them. I got 3 for the dub and I'm coming to you quickly.
Like many Milwaukee rappers, Taxfree raps a lot about street hustling. His authenticity and his versatile style really separates him from the rest of the rappers in the city, in my opinion. He also has very close ties with RRB, which stands for Raise Round Bosses, a rap group consisting of Tax's cousin RRBJ, Duck, Mill, and Sean. While SME is a group of its own created by Tax and his homies Wayne and Mooter, it stands for Street Money Eatin', consisting of rappers SME, Boo, Tez, and Taxfree. Rappers Young Money and Dre Cash used to be heavy affiliated with SME, but they aren't seen together anymore. Tax will go on to release his first song on T Glaze's channel on June 9, 2017 on a song called Get You Right featuring the Mari Boys.
Turned that 9 to 18 cause I hit it twice. You don't know what I've been through cause you ain't had to live this life.
And at the top of 2018, Tax will get a feature from well-known Detroit rapper Doughboy's Cash Out Keys, titling the song Feel Good. T Glaze would shoot this video and release it on January 4th.
Feel good to get the bag, y'all pull the plug again like we need more.
Tax will go on to release a project called Everything Tax-Free in 2018. We Up Next Fresh would feature on the song Frito-Lay, which this song can be found on YouTube, but the rest of the tape is hard to find.
SME tax-free, ain't shit fake. 3,300 for the white bus on my face.
Tax would also make himself a YouTube channel and begin posting his music on there this year, with the first video being Can't Believe This Shit, posted on October 13, 2018. This was a very smart move by Tax, showing he wasn't just a street hustler, but he understands business and knew to post his music on his own page. As plenty Milwaukee rappers have left a lot of money behind letting all the cameramen post their music, not even knowing how much YouTube actually pays. He will go on to continue posting his old songs at the end of 2018, including a tape that I couldn't actually find the name of. If anybody knows the name of this tape, let me know in the comments. This tape would include one of Tax's first big songs called Shootin', featuring Dre Cash. This has over 300,000 views on YouTube.
Shooting this bitch like a NASCAR. Bitch, we got heads lined up like we Walmart.
This tape also contains good slept on songs like In an Hour featuring Big Ken, and Chicken would appear on the song Grind.
Me and Chicken on a mission chasing blue strips. Chris and Union Grove, and he said he wants 6 grits.
Taxfree's cousin RRBJ would appear on this tape as well, rapping under the name SME Big Play at the time. And soon after this, Tax would step his game up with his next project released in 2019 called Can't Write This Shit. This project is one of my favorite tapes to listen to, as Tax brought a high level of authenticity in this tape, rapping about taking trips to Cali, giving out the blueprint throughout this tape on how to get some money. That, along with his unique wordplay and versatile versatile flow would create a hard mixtape with no skips, with my favorite songs being Breaking News, Prime King, and Fuck Summer Jam.
Put a lot of miles on that Honda just to run it up. You ain't a grown man, nigga, if you ain't put 100 up.
Westside and Richie Nam are very dope songs as well. Tax will follow up with another good tape, this one called Love Songs Off the Drink. Tax will come different on this tape, using auto-tune and more songs, and this tape is very slept on, with the biggest song being called We Gon' Tip, featuring his cousin Jay. Hard-Headed featuring Drake Cash and Neighbors were definitely heavy rotation as well. At this point, Jay was the only Raised Round Bosses rapper, but he would convince Duck and Mel to begin rapping as well, and they would release their first music video to YouTube on June 10th, 2020 called No Hook.
Shit came concealed, so you know it's great. And I'ma half and hold a brick till it's down to shake.
Tax also became very close with Duck and Mel around this time, as they can be seen together regularly today.
Tax-Free, he like family of some family type shit. So it was like when we linked up with him, it was through family type shit.
And around this time, Jay was going crazy in the streets and had ran up hundreds of thousands of dollars, copping an SRT Jeep, and taken to the booth to rap about it. 2 weeks after releasing No Hook, Tax, Duck, and Mel would collab with Chicken P on the song Drop the Visors. This is a huge song with almost 1 million views, and being one of RRB's first songs was huge for the group and Tax as well.
Told Tax and shit can hit the road, just make it here safe. I don't know, Duck, this nigga chicken perkin', we just powder 8.
Just a few weeks later, on July 17th, Tax and Jay would release Bench Press. This is a big song as well and has over 100K on YouTube. The next month in August, Tax and Duck would again link with Chicken P and release Peep Show. This is another big song with over 350,000 views on YouTube. This was also shot by T Glazed It.
Jay just motivated me, he just came bust down. Y'all be making little plays, we be scoring touchdowns.
Raised Round Bosses would release their debut mixtape on October 31st, 2020, called Ain't Nothing Better Than a Crackin' Phone. Tax would then go on to collab with RRB again on a song called Brothers Only. This was another big song to end the year off, sitting at well over 250,000 views.
If you got a friend that wanna spin, I'm giving testers. Downtown loft living nigga off the extra.
RRB would start off 2021 with a song called Playing With That Chicken, released on January 2nd.
Shooters like the Arab boy, them niggas too relentless. Took a risk to flood my wrist, now I'm playing with that chicken.
The next month in February, Tax would drop another crazy mixtape, being I Can't Write This Shit Volume 2. This tape came with the same type of vibe as the first I Can't Write This Shit, with less auto-tune than Love Songs Off the Drink, and with plenty authenticity as he rapped about his come up. This tape, in my opinion, has no skips.
New crib got a 4-digit code at the gate, being way past 100, that's the code to my safe.
Tax-Free and Young Money will go on to collab with Certified Trapper a month later on March 3rd, releasing Tom Brady.
Slapped 100 through Corona, nigga. I told all my heads, meet me on top, Tonya, nigga.
And on June 16th, Tax and Jay would release another good song, being Already Beat One. This has right under 100,000 views.
My bust, I'm still feel like ain't achieved shit. That Jeep is straight up, but I got money for a demon.
The next month on July 22nd, Tax will release Launch Mode, which has over 150,000 views. This is a very good song. And shortly after, on August 23rd, he would release one of, if not his biggest single today, called Stop Hustling. This is easily one of his best songs in my opinion, as he raps describing a main problem amongst every successful street hustler. As when you have $0, it's easy to say once you reach 50 or 100,000, you'll start a business.
First night in daycare, some cribs with your bitch, you was gonna stop us. Like Air Max 95, nigga, you still don't run.
But once you're used to making fast money, you'll be focusing on making your next 100,000 rather than going legit. Tax really showed his versatility and maturity in this song.
Once they get their hands on you, they could take your life. You better say them bands so you could put up a fight.
Now, very soon after this, Tax-Free and RRB would take a massive loss. On September 7th, Jay's family would lose contact with him and he was nowhere to be found. Sometime later this night, his family would receive a FaceTime call. When they answered the call, they seen Jay with his hands bound and several guns pointed at him, as the man demanded a large sum of money in exchange for Jay's return. His family would report him as missing and the police began searching for the man responsible.
Search is on tonight for a man LMPD says was kidnapped and is now being held for ransom. 25-year-old Jermaine Spewer was last seen on Crockett Drive, which is off Greenbelt Highway, just west of the PRP neighborhood. As Gabrielle Harmon learned, his family got a FaceTime call showing several guns pointed at him.
Kidnapping for ransoms are pretty rare.
After 3 days on September 10th, police found Jay's blue SRT Jeep, but he was nowhere to be found. The next day on September 11th, LMPD would find 25-year-old Jermaine Spewer's body in Shawnee Park near the boat ramp. This was a massive loss for everyone close to him, as Jay was a good dude that looked out for his people, even though he was very young.
40 strip. You got this shit so motherfucking 40. We can count it out if you want. That Jeep is straight A, but I got money for a beam.
Tax will go on to dedicate several songs to Jay after this, one being Brown Gucci Hat.
Reddish brown Gucci hat every day 'cause Jay had one. I seen Charlie pop again. You just had one.
Tax, Duck, and Mill would release all four at around this time before Tax released his first single after Jay's death called Murder Gang.
Tell my shooter he can't get no sleep for how they did Jay. Jewish lawyer on retainer, you know he gon' beat the case.
Tax would also begin releasing vlogs around this time, one as he was spending time in Houston, where he has many ties to.
We've been taking this shit over. They just now trying to tune in. Try to tell them, motherfucker, y'all gonna be too late. Fuck around and miss this shit.
Scared of death, but if I die, I hope my nigga slide. Told me this a dirty game, this a street life.
Just like I said, we out been fucking with ourselves all weekend. We just spent a few thousand.
He would release a few more of his singles off his next project before releasing the project Paid in Full on December 6th. This is another great tape by Tax, with songs like Good Pictures and 2 AM in LA being my personal favorite.
I'm in Cali living good, smoking rapper weed. I be dapper damn fresh, these niggas bums to me.
Narcos was a big song as well on this tape, with over 250,000 views on YouTube.
They killed my brother for his chain and watch, he was too lit. You know we living like the mob, they getting hit, bitch, we too rich.
They would also posthumously release Jay's video to Drowning on December 15th.
Codeine my addiction, I'm steady in the trenches. This my ghetto story, I can show you how we living.
Just 2 weeks later, Tax would release his next project called Legends Never Die in tribute to Jay.
My brody got kidnapped and made the news page. I still can't believe death came these ways.
A little over a week later, on January 12th, 2 arrests will be made in the murder of Jermaine Spewer. 21-year-old Roderick Bush and 28-year-old Dejon Simonton would be arrested by the FBI and ATF for the murder. During the arrest of Simonton, shots were fired at the officers, and 68-year-old Donald Simonton will be charged with attempted murder of a police officer.
When ATF Special Response Team contacted occupants at a residence on North 41st Street, our team was met with gunfire. ATF returned fire, and fortunately, those involved were arrested, and no one was injured.
The next month, on February 24th, Duck would drop a solo mixtape called Topside. Chicken P would feature on the song called Topside, as well as the song TSA, which has over 250,000 views on YouTube.
R.B. SME, they know what up with us, we put them grams on the street.
And on March 27, Tax will release Slow Days. This is a good song that was going crazy with almost 250,000 views.
I lost my twin to the street, still feel for him. I just put a cookie out the Rex, bro, it's still warm.
And shortly after, on April 11, Tax will feed the streets yet another project, calling it This One For My Brothers. Juicer will feature on 3 songs on this tape, and it had plenty of good songs, including Cold Ice featuring Big Allin.
What you think we got this paper for? To a Jewish nigga, bet he get that case.
Tax will go on to release another big single after this called Caught Ahead on May 30th. This song sits at over 340,000 views and is one of my favorite Tax songs.
Trap nigga dreams, all I rap about is hoes. You know these niggas all cap, I'm the realest that it's gonna get.
In the summer of 2022, Tax will go on to release another project on July 18th titled I'm Off the West. This tape will feature many Milwaukee artists, the biggest song off this tape being Still on Tour with over 750,000 views, featuring Chicken and Juice.
Cougar said, how you get the job? Bitch, I'm a grown-ass man with a grown-ass bag, huh?
And shortly after, on August 5th, Tax and SME Boo would drop a song called Doing a Dollar. This was in heavy rotation in 2022 and sits at well over 200,000 views.
It's SME from my brothers, I bust you down. I just caught 2 G-pops, all turnarounds.
And around a week later, Tax will collab with Chicken P once again and Juicer on the song Bond Number 9, which is a big song, sitting near 750,000 views on YouTube.
I just whip it in the wave. I got 300K sitting in the driveway.
Soon after, Tax and Duck will come together and drop a joint project called It's the Same Thing, released on September 20th. Jay had just passed away, SME and RB conjoined, and this tape was in tribute to that, saying SME and RB is pretty much the same thing. Chicken would also appear on the songs AA and 30 Ball. The song Tie Me Down featuring Day Ballin has over 300K views on YouTube.
I got an 8, that's some Morty Brody with a trend. These niggas cheap as a bitch, bro, we really rich.
And soon after this, he would release another big single called Lean Diet on September 23rd. This song has almost 750K views, another big single added to Taxfree's catalog.
The trish for the second time of the day. This the seat on 91st at the Clark, smoking woods like it's legal.
Tax was deep in his bag this year and came with another big song right after this on October 11th called SRT featuring Real Stasher 50K. This has well over 300,000 views.
Got plenty fire headies coming down, but I ain't 50. Bro, this block look like a drive-thru. I'm serving like I'm Wendy.
And after all those millions of views and countless studio sessions and music videos, Tax still wasn't signed at the end of 2022, and he would release a project on December 22nd titled Still Ain't Signed Yet. During the IG Live, Tax would reveal that this is his personal favorite tape, or his best tape in his opinion.
What you think your best tape you dropped all the time? My best tape I dropped all the time is what's that one I had? I was singing on with my baby picture on the cover. Still on song.
Jay would appear on this tape on the song Falling. And as Chicken was in jail around this time, being held on a $75,000 cash bond, which we spoke about in the Chicken P video. If you haven't checked that out yet, go check that out for me. Tax will go on to drop the song Free Chick on December 26th, shooting the video outside of Milwaukee jail. This song was in heavy rotation around the time and has over 200,000 views.
I'ma start this bitch off, nigga, free chick. And the striker dumping yings, but I gotta play for 3 rings.
Going into 2023, Duck and Tax would collab on a song titled Chief Keef, released on January 11th.
I got it all off 10, where you rockin' grand. I don't want no tar, cause I hate how that shit blend.
Weeks later on February 4th, 2023, Tax and Dre Cash would collab on the project called Just Like Brothers, which is a slept-on project. They really fell out sometime after this and didn't release any music videos to the songs.
Down on me to DH, but I ain't mad at you. Niggas ain't shit without me, I'ma do the last line. I got the same 7 digits, nigga, man up. Instead of going to the booth, trying to get your fans up.
Tax and Duck will go on to release Legion of Doom on March 28th, which sits at over 150,000 views.
Ain't no limit with these jeans, I got a way to get them through. When that suitcase open, smell it from the other room.
And Tax will drop another project called I'm Still in the Streets.
Oh, boy, I don't give a fuck about my daddy, but I love my pops.
In May, Tax will drop a collab tape with Dayballin called House Party, and another collab tape in June, this time being with Peso Peso. In June, Tax released a tape called Cheap Ass Niggas, which included the song CB4, which is based on the movie CB4. This is a good song with over 200,000 views.
All this rap shit, I do it just for fun. CB4 ass rappers born really in the game.
The group would also take a massive loss this summer as Martell Winters, who went by SME Boo, was shot and killed on June 3rd, 2024 at only 24 years old.
For the suspect who shot and killed 24-year-old Martell Winters, police say he was killed around 1 this morning near 15th and Congress. Investigators don't know what led up to that shooting. If you have information, call police or Crime Stoppers. In September, Tax came with yet another tape, this one called My Whole Life a Mob Movie. Just weeks later, Tax will kick off 2024 with another mixtape called Cali Plug, released on New Year's. Duck would release a tape himself called What About Me. In the same live I showed earlier, Duck would say this was his best personal tape.
What you think your best tape is? My best tape? Probably, my best tape is What About Me. What About Me, you feeling that one? Yeah, because it was like I was really like I was on that bitch every song by myself, and I was just like giving y'all the real me.
In March, Tax will release another project calling it 1,000 Yings Later, with Bust a Brick Gumbo being a hard song off the tape.
Founder of the West like Christopher Columbo. Dumping good in the mill, going back to Texas with a dumb roll.
Him and Duck will stay busy for the rest of 2024, both dropping multiple projects and collab songs that gave hundreds of thousands of views. Tax would end the year off like any other, dropping big songs like 80 in a Week and Touch a Million featuring the MT Twins.
I'm like 100 in the hole, but I'ma climb out. No Louis stuff for 90 days, I'm on a timeout.
Tax has one of, if not the best resumes in the Milwaukee rap scene, and is my personal favorite Milwaukee rapper, as he speaks in great detail about making it out the streets. And as a young dude trying to make it out myself, I relate to his music personally. If you enjoy this kind of content, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, go check out my other videos as I cover many underground Milwaukee artists and have plenty more to go. Comment below who'd you like me to cover next. Peace.
It's 17 bucks real quick. I slapped this shit. And it's a 40 strip. You slap this shit so motherfucking 40, fast. We can count it out if you want. That cheap and straight A, but I got money for it.
I keep at least a dub on me. At least close to a dub on me at all times. You never know what you gonna get into.